Have you ever sent a perfectly crafted text, hit send, and then felt your entire nervous system hijack the next 4 hours of your life? You place your phone face up so you don't miss the vibration. You turn the volume all the way up even though you swore you'd stop doing that. You refresh the chat every 30 seconds even though you know the delivered sign hasn't changed since the Obama administration. And when no reply comes, you immediately start typing the follow-up text that is somehow breezier, funnier, less needy, anything to pull a response out of the void. Congratulations, you just handed someone else the remote control to your self-worth. And the worst part? You already knew it was coming, because you're always the one who texts first, always the one who double texts, always the one who turns a simple hey into a 5-paragraph masterpiece, because silence feels like proof you're not worth answering. This isn't just awkward dating behavior. This is textbook approval-seeking wired straight into your attachment system. And social psychology has been studying people exactly like us for 50 years. The pattern has a name. Anxious-preoccupied attachment meets the pursuit-withdraw dynamic, seasoned with a heavy dose of social comparison and fear of abandonment. In plain English, you chase, they retreat, you chase harder, your self-esteem quietly dies in the chat bubbles. Researchers at the University of Toronto found that people who chronically initiate contact in unbalanced relationships show the exact same cortisol patterns as gambling addicts watching the slot machine. Every time you hit send, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine for taking action. Then the waiting begins, and cortisol floods in. No reply. Perceived rejection. Stress response identical to physical danger. Do this 5 times a week for 6 months, and your baseline anxiety is permanently higher. Your sleep is worse. Your immune system takes a hit. All because someone left you on red. And the cruelest twist? The more you chase, the less attractive you become to the exact person you're chasing. Psychologist Robert Cialdini's principle of scarcity kicks in. Whatever is easily available feels less valuable. When you're always the initiator, you become the emotional equivalent of a free sample at the grocery store. Nice, but nobody's paying full price for it. Meanwhile, the other person learns that they never have to lift a finger. They get attention, validation, entertainment, and ego boosts on demand with 0 effort. That's not a relationship. That's a subscription service you're paying for with your dignity. Let me show you how vicious this loop actually gets in real life. Meet Alex, 27, graphic designer, funny, talented, the kind of person everyone says you're such a catch. For 8 months, he's been orbiting a guy named Jordan, who answers maybe 1 out of every 4 texts, sometimes after 3 days, sometimes with a single fire emoji. Every time Jordan disappears, Alex tells himself he's just busy. Then he crafts the perfect meme, the perfect callback joke, the perfect no-pressure check-in. Jordan eventually replies, gives just enough warmth to keep the slot machine paying out, then vanishes again. Alex's friends watch this circus and beg him to stop texting first. Alex laughs it off. I'm just being friendly. I like talking to him. What he doesn't say out loud is the real fear. If I stop texting, he'll forget I exist. Last month, Jordan posted an Instagram story at 2 a.m., clearly on a date with someone else. Alex saw it, felt his stomach drop to the floor, and 10 minutes later sent the breeziest, looks like you're having fun, ha ha ha, message known to man. Jordan left him on red for 5 straight days. Alex spent those 5 days barely eating, refreshing the chat like a lab rat hitting the cocaine lever. When Jordan finally replied with a casual, yeah, it was chill, Alex felt pure relief flood his body, like he'd just been pulled from drowning. That relief is the drug. That relief is why millions of us keep volunteering for emotional torture. Now meet Maya, 24, graduate student. She's been talking to a girl from Tinder for 6 weeks. Maya plans the dates, sends the good morning texts, the Spotify playlists, the "this made me think of you" reels. Her match answers when she feels like it, usually late at night, usually drunk, usually with just enough flirtation to keep Maya hooked. Maya's journal from this period reads like a hostage diary. Maybe if I give her space, she'll miss me. Okay, I lasted 4 hours. I'm texting again. One night, the match posted a photo kissing someone else. Maya cried in the library bathroom, then immediately sent a hard eyes comment so nobody would know she was hurt. 2 days later, she was back to sending the first text. Same slot machine, same cortisol, same slow motion self-worth demolition. These stories aren't extreme, they're average. They're Tuesday night for half the people reading this right now. The APA reports that chronic pursuit behavior in romantic interests is now one of the top predictors of anxiety and depression in adults under 35. We used to need a village to reject us. Now one person with a smartphone can do it 400 times before breakfast. And the damage isn't just emotional. Your brain literally rewires itself to scan for danger in silence. 3 dots become salvation. No 3 dots become proof you're disposable. Over time, you start believing the evidence you yourself manufactured. You become the architect of your own abandonment. So how do you break the cycle before it breaks you? You stop treating silence like a verdict and start treating your own attention like the rarest currency on earth. Here's the exact protocol that actually works, pulled from attachment theory, cognitive behavioral research, and the thousands of people who have climbed out of this exact hole. Step 1. The 30-day initiation detox, non-negotiable. For 30 days, you are not allowed to send the first message to anyone who consistently makes you wait more than 24 hours for a reply. Not a, "Hey," not a meme, not a "saw this and thought of you." Nothing. If they want you, they now have to cross the room. Most people panic at this step and say, "But they'll think I'm rude," or "They'll forget me." Good. Let them feel what you've been feeling for months. The research is brutal but clear. When anxious pursuers suddenly stop chasing, 60% of withdrawers suddenly become pursuers within 2 weeks. The other 40% disappear. And that disappearance is the greatest gift they could ever give you, because now you know where you actually stand without spending another year collecting breadcrumbs. Step 2. Track the evidence instead of the fantasy. Open your Notes app and make 2 columns. Column A, times I reached out first. Column B, times they reached out first. Be honest. Most people discover the ratio is 20.1 or worse. Seeing it in black and white is like watching security footage of someone stealing from you every day. You stop blaming yourself for being too much and start seeing the actual imbalance. This simple log is the fastest way to turn obsession into clarity. Step 3. The 8-second rule before every text. When you feel the itch to text first, wait 8 full seconds and ask one question. If I never send this message, will my life materially change for the worse? 99 times out of 100, the honest answer is no. 8 seconds is all it takes for the prefrontal cortex to come back online and remind the amygdala that your worth is not riding on 3 bouncing dots. Step 4. Replace the dopamine source. Every time you successfully resist sending the first text, immediately do something that gives your brain a healthier hit. 10 push-ups, a cold shower, texting a friend who actually lights you up, anything that proves you can generate good feelings without their validation. You're rewiring the reward pathway in real time. Step 5. The reclamation statement. Say it out loud when the anxiety spikes. I am not an emergency broadcast system for someone else's ego. My attention is expensive, and I only spend it where it's reciprocated. Say it like you're talking to the version of you who used to beg for scraps. Say it until you believe it. Do these 5 things for 90 days, and something wild happens. Your phone stops feeling like a loaded gun. Silence stops feeling like punishment. You start noticing who actually chooses you without being chased. And for the first time in years, your self-worth is no longer measured in reply speed. You become the prize, not the pursuer. You become the one who gets to decide who deserves access to your energy. So the next time your fingers hover over that keyboard, ready to type the first text again, remember Alex, crying in his car at 3 a.m., and Maya pretending to laugh at a joke that destroyed her. Close the app. Put the phone face down and walk away knowing you just saved the best part of yourself for someone who will never make you audition for their attention. You deserve conversations that don't feel like gambling. You deserve good morning texts you didn't have to write first. You deserve to be chosen back. Start choosing yourself today.